My name is Zipporah Norton. I am a artist living out in DC. I am from Northern Virginia. I am primarily a painter, and I draw as well now in my own personal practice. And since I graduated from school, I've just been working in and out of coffee shops and been able to, practice art on the side and have that as my own separate business. And now I work at an art supply store, and I'm learning about different mediums and able to apply that to my work now. And, I just, every day I try to make something new, and I've been able and very blessed to have participated in different residencies and shown my work. And so, my favorite color is yellow. I love cat. I just feel like denim is such an important fashion aspect in my personal wardrobe. And I feel like, even growing up, there was every year, we would go school shopping for our first day outfits and everything. And a new pair of jeans was always really special. And it's just felt like it's a very important fashion choice for me. And I feel like for a lot of people and greater communities, it's your jeans can tell a lot about you, and if they have patterns on them or if they're torn, or it's just such an iconic wardrobe choice. And it also is so telling of where fashion is going, with low-rise, high-rise jeans. I just think it's really amazing how it kind of influences so much, and it's such a reflection on personality. So it's something that I will always have in my wardrobe. But it is and it's amazing just what the history holds within denim. There's actually a lot of time of thinking before I actually start making anything. There is the process of actually prepping the canvas, or prepping the physical ground of where you're going to be creating. So during that time, I'm not a huge planner in the sense of drawing out all of my idea before I start. It's very much so a feeling, and I'll think about it and think about the lines that I'm doing and whatnot before I even start. And sometimes when I'm having a session of making something, I will only put down 2 lines, and it's usually I'm very connected with the art, and so when I'm putting something down on the canvas, I'm putting all of myself into it, and it doesn't necessarily have a specific feeling, and I think that there are certain emotions and feelings that are kind of pinpointed when I'm creating, but it's just really focused on creating that line and having every part of myself kind of depicted on each stroke. So I'm kind of thinking of not just the mechanics of it, but also, once I've gotten kind of farther along in the pieces, it's how do I balance out these things? How do I I find each thing that I put down kind of a challenge. So if I've put down a big swatch of orange, it's well, now that's totally changed this other part of this painting, and I need to kind of regroup and refocus and be it's a whole new thing now. It's a whole new challenge, and that's what's kind of exciting about it. And I always have to have a couple pieces going at the same time, because I have a tendency, like many artists, to overwork and overthink painting. So I have to kind of change my focus around in order to keep everything really fresh. And so I'm just thinking about how I'm feeling in that day, and maybe it's how I've been feeling in general, or certain things that are really troubling me, or things that are going on in the world. So it's called warp and weft, which is actually the 2 basic components when weaving denim or any fabric. So weft is the horizontal stitches, and then the warp is actually the vertical ones. And I actually named the piece after I was finished with it, and I felt when I was looking at the piece itself, there were all these components and actually parts of the jean that I actually like cut holes in the canvas and had it going in and out of it. So I felt like it was really appropriate for not only, you know, the denim portion of it, but also just like the piece itself kind of being woven and stitched together in a way. So it felt, after some research, I kind of came up with that name. I used quite a few. I used oil paint. I did a small portion of it with flash paint, which is plastic based, but it's like really flat and really rich. And I also used the denim. And then I also used chalk pastels as well throughout the piece. It's actually kind of fun that, you know, y'all reached out to me about this collab, because actually at the time I'd been kind of going through a dry spell of making, and, you know, with everything with the pandemic and just like what's been going on here in DC, it's just been really hard to like make work, and it felt like really important. Like I was really excited about the potential of this collaboration, and so it actually got me to start working again on paintings, which I thought like that was amazing. But when I actually received the denim from y'all, I looked at it for a while and kind of had them sitting next to me, and it was like, what am I gonna pull from this? And I really loved like the stitching element of it. And, you know, once I was looking at the denim, I was like, well, it's essentially just like all parts put together, and, you know, in a way it's, you know, you could take them apart and sew them together and it'd be something totally different. And so when I was making the piece, it felt like originally I wanted to like do some more sewing elements, but it didn't really work out. My canvas was a little too thick, and my sewing machine is not that heavy duty. But I really just wanted this element of being able to incorporate the jeans into the piece, so it was like I was taking them apart but then reintegrating them into a piece as a whole. And I felt like even, you know, the painting itself is kind of broken down into parts, and I was just kind of relaying that back. Although it's an abstract painting and you don't necessarily see like a pair of jeans, but there are elements of literal, like the waistline of the jean, and I just wanted to like emulate that idea of like parts creating a whole and incorporating the jean into kind of sneaky ways that aren't literal pieces of the jeans, so the denim.